Hello and welcome to BeamNG.drive. Today I'm on my track to run 5 more vehicles. The theme for today is the weight. They have to weigh at least 2000 kilograms. So, pretty heavy vehicles. The first is the Lansdale 3.8 Sport SE all-wheel drive, first generation without the facelift. And the all-wheel drive is the best setup for this track because of a few tricky sections. And let's see how this vehicle will handle this track. Now, I'm at the corkscrew with some minor understeer, nothing important. So, this is a heavy vehicle, the engine is decently enough, but it's not really fast. So, I have to be careful in sections like that, because I lost quite a bit of time, because I wasn't aligned properly. Now, let's see the top speed. It is about 132. Okay, now brake. A bit early. Not the best. The climb, no wheel spin and no understeer oversteer. Perfect. The ribbons for a vehicle like this shouldn't be a problem now. I just... some braking. Yeah, I still got some airtime, which I don't want. Especially on a vehicle like this. Heavy. Not ideal. Now the 0G drop. Okay, be careful. Now gas. Oh, that was nice. Was pretty good. Now the understeer before the bump and jump. Wow, that was good. That was good. The jump broke the oil pan. Okay, not ideal. But I'm already at the snake, so not really important. Now let's see, now here we will have some understeer, of course, because this section is terrible for understeer and oversteer. Now here, some handbrake to help me corner. Okay, now it seems like the engine almost died there. Okay, the small bump. Super heavy understeer towards the finish line. Pretty solid performance. The second vehicle is the Brackle Bastion Sport GT 6.5. This vehicle is as well more than 2 tons, so it's a pretty heavy vehicle, but it is incredibly faster than the Lansdale, so I have to be way more careful than before. So it also has stiffer suspensions, so I have to be extra careful with sections like this, because I can damage them pretty easily if I land awkwardly. And also I'm keeping the ESC at maximum, because otherwise it will spin out of control in every acceleration, because I'm bad at driving. Anyway, I'm already past the cylinders, already at the top speed section. Let's see its top speed. Almost 180. Almost as fast as the Matitz race. That vehicle was crazy. Also worth noting that both the Lansdale and the Bastion already had a run on this track, but the Bastion was a donk that always had wheel braking, and the Lansdale was a scrambled one, so pretty weird configurations. So now they were somewhat standard vehicles. Some airtime that was way faster than expected. Okay, now, okay, control of the oversteer and then suddenly understeer, which isn't ideal. Come on, Bastion, you can do it. Be helpful. Ooh. Wheel spinning on landing was not expected. I think it's the first one that had done that. Okay, now, understeer. And then sudden oversteer, which is one of the worst combinations. Now, cutting a bit too much of the corner. Not the best. The bump, don't climb the inside, otherwise I get stuck. And the time is pretty good. The third vehicle is the D-Series D10 Charro 423 Sport. Now, I already had a D-Series on this track, and it was a super slow diesel configuration, so this is completely the opposite. It has a beefy V8, and it's pretty powerful. It is probably the most difficult to drive of today's video, because it is pretty heavy as well. It is over 2 tons, just like all the vehicles for today. It has quite soft suspensions, so when you do heavy braking it nosedives a lot, and since it's rear-wheel drive with huge power delivery, with on wheels that are barely touching the ground, you spin pretty easily. So being extra careful is necessary with this vehicle. Now let's see the top speed of 100, almost 40 km/h. Now brake. I don't want to risk, so I was a bit early, but then I let the brakes go and then I was late, just like my average performance. Now the ribbons shouldn't cause issues even if it's decently tall, but easy. Now I want to brake because it should be able to handle a landing from a jump, but I'm not risking the spin. Okay, that was not the best, but at least I didn't have to brake that much for the 0G drop. And now the understeer is here. Not very helpful. Now, again. Okay, I'm speechless. I don't know what I was doing there, but I still managed to save it, which is nice, because this vehicle it's not very pleasant to drive in these conditions. So the fewer tries I do, the happier I am. Now let's go with some handbrake, because it understeers quite a while, and then you do this, which loses quite a lot of time. I don't understand why sometimes there is this transition between understeer and the oversteer, which is so sudden, but it is what it is. And the lap is completed. The fourth vehicle is the H-Series H35 4-wheel drive Vanster long wheelbase. And what a name! So, this vehicle is the heaviest of the 5. It weighs 2,900 kilograms, so almost 3 tons, which is almost 1 ton more than necessary. But I was surprised when I was selecting vehicles that there were such low heavyweight vehicles, except of course the bus and the truck. But this is what I got. It should have minor issues in this section, the cylinders, because it is long and slow, so not very fast reacting with the steering, because it is a van, it isn't a race car, and it will struggle in these sections, like the climb and the top speed, because it is, again, slow. So the top speed is 128 or 7, something like that. Not very impressive, but also not the slowest, so I'm expecting this to be in the second half of the leaderboard, probably fighting with the Diesel D-Series that I talked about early, that I ran in the first episode, probably the first or the second. Now I'm flat out through the ringed corner because I don't have power, so I need all the gas I can push. Now the 0G, some braking is good to have, and some over rev of the engine, gearbox, please be more reactive. Now this section, let's see. No problems. I just let the gas go for a moment because I was not sure about the line I was using. Now here's some brake because it is heavy. Weird landing on the suspensions with brake fading. Okay, that was the first time I saw it. Not good. Because a bad landing with such weight on the wheels can easily damage them. Now, it did manage that corner way better than some other vehicles that should have done them better. And I think overall the time, it's pretty competitive for such a vehicle. The last vehicle is the Gabriel Romer V8 Road Sport. This is pretty fast, again it has a V8, so I'm expecting quite some speed out of it. And it is almost as the series, it had a V8 as well. But at least it's more balanced and more pleasant to drive. It nosedives again quite a bit, but it isn't a deadly sentence just like in the D series, because this is a more balanced vehicle. It has weight balancing way more stable than the D series. Ooh, okay, I was scared for a moment, but got through it pretty easily. So let's see the top speed. The top speed is lower, of course, because it is a bit heavier, 140. Come on, climb. The climb though was better. I didn't have any oversteer, which is what I want. No understeer on the climb is the best solution, because if you spin on that climb, I have to try again, because most vehicles get stuck there if they spin. Now let's see the 0G. Now some understeer, of course, because I think I lost contact for a moment, which again is not ideal. Let's see the understeer. It has some understeer, this vehicle, but it is manageable. Nothing breaking, nothing game breaking. Now the jump was not straight. Also this landing with few bounces can be dangerous, but at least not this time. And now lot of understeer. Now this has a manual gearbox, so it should manage gears better than an automatic with low gears, and it seems like he is doing it correctly. Now the bump helped me, gave me some oversteer to finish the lap in a pretty good time. And now let's update the leaderboard. The fastest vehicle in today's episode was the Bastion Sport GT 6.5 with 2 minutes 1 second and 922, enough for a position 9. It was very fast with the top speed of 180 km per hour, just similar to the Matiz, but the Matiz was so lighter than the Bastion, and it is almost justified, this almost 11 seconds of difference between these two vehicles, because the Bastion was pretty powerful but also very heavy. Then we have the Romed V8 Road Sport with 2 minutes 7 seconds and 994 that got position 13. And this vehicle was nothing exceptional, pretty fast and also pretty good to drive, so pretty good performance and result. And then we have the Lansdale 3.8 Sport with 2 minutes 14 seconds and 881 in position 26. As well, no complaints on these vehicles. On this vehicle, pretty decently fast for this kind of car, and also pretty good handling. The Lansdale also was in the scrambled episode, and it was the scrambled was 3.5 seconds slower than this one. And then we have the D10 Charro D series that has a lap time of 2 minutes 18 seconds and 222. This vehicle, though it wasn't very good, probably not my best piece of driving. The problem is that it is erratic and it's nervous, it is somewhat unpredictable, so it is difficult for me to drive it to the top. And then, in the last position of this episode, of course, there is the H-Series H35 Vanster with 2 minutes 27 and 096. This comes to no surprise for everyone, probably, because it was pretty slow, and it was just 8/10 faster than the H-Series Scramble, so the H-Series so far is not having good luck on these laps. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.